All right, so we've created a really nice color and alpha values on our lines. And now we just want to add a little bit of randomization into the color. So I'm going to open up the point VOP that we made. I'm going to hit the P key to turn off our parameters. And what we want to do is basically we're going to use a color correction VOP and then drive that with some random values that we derive from the PNT value, because we know that that PNT value is the same for each of these lines all the way across it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this import point, copy and paste it. I'm going to paste it up here, hit the P key to open up our parameters again. I'm going to close this window and I'm going to change this to PNT. So this will bring in the PNT attribute. Now I'm going to add a color correction VOP. And I'm going to feed the output of the color ramp into that and then the output of that into our color data. Okay, and so what we want to do is I want to modulate two attributes on this, two variables. I want to change the hue shift and I want to change the value, just so we're shifting these a little bit to get more organic color variation. So what I want to do is I want two different random values. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make an add constant. I'm going to make this float because it's a float coming in, and I'll just type a random number, 26.35. Right now I'm going to copy and paste this again, and I'll type a random number, 77.88. I'm going to feed the PNT into both of those. And now what I'm going to do is make a random node, and I'm going to put it on the end of each of those. Copy and paste this. So what this does in effect is it gives me two different random values based on the same incoming value, because we've just offset them by a bit of a different amount. So it's an easy way just to get different random values off of one value. Okay, so now we're going to get a 0 to 1 out of each of these randoms. And I know that I want to rearrange these into different values that I want to drive the color correction with. So I'll take a fit range, and the first one up here, let's pull that down. I'm just going to reorganize these so everything can be nice and neat. This fit range, this is going to be the one that drives the hue shift. So I just want the destination min to be -0.1. That's it. So we're going to take 0 to 1 and go -0.1 to 0. So we're just shifting a little bit off center with the hue shift, because the hue shift can be pretty dramatic and we don't want this to be rainbow multicolored. We just want a tiny little shift. So I'll grab our fit, I'll copy and paste it, and I'll wire it into our second line here. And this is going to change our value, and this can be more extreme. I'm going to have the value change between 0.1 and 1. So we never want it to be totally 0, but we can have a pretty big value shift. So now I'm going to plug the end of this fit 1 into the shift field here, and I'm going to plug the end of the fit 2 into the value field. All right, and so now we're going to go up, and you can see obviously there was a pretty dramatic change. So now you can see we've got this natural randomness and shifting of both hue and value on these lines. So we've controlled the color and the alpha with custom ramps, but then we've procedurally added in some variation. That's a lot about what Houdini is about at its core, is being able to create all this variation with ease procedurally. So now I'll just play this back a little bit. We can see our lines moving and we have all of our nice color variation, and it's less just like one thick ribbon. We have this, nice organic action going on. Okay, so now we have the color all set up. In the next video, we're going to look at setting up our P-scale attribute.